Hello and welcome everyone to part 2 of our series where we play as a new class in Maplestory called Adele. Very excited to see where our journey is going to take us. We are now at the top of the roof as we just escaped the manor of the Count, who were trying to break in there, and now we're trying to get out because we were spotted. We can't stay here unless we want to get caught. The way forward is flooded with guards. I don't think there's any choice but to force our way through. It's time to move. Stay behind me and keep close. I will protect you. So a little background story. We're basically, this guy is his knight. His name is Jerome. He's a sort of Robin Hood character. And he made a sort of a wish, I think, that a powerful knight would come to help him. And Adele, who just happened to be sort of occupied, living in the void, whatever that means. She suddenly appeared and he was like, oh man, that's totally cool. A real knight that appeared for me. Now we don't know much about Adele's past, other than that she was some sort of officer or like a knight in the High Flora army. And seeing from some flashbacks, we can sort of guess that she was a very powerful knight, and as well someone that had no mercy. That was sort of what's the word for it? Executioner, someone who had to like kill people. So a very cold-hearted person. The reason why we were trying to break in the house, apparently, if I remember correctly, was that the Count, who is now ruling over this this town, because the old king has died. So that Count was trying to use a sort of painting, or at least a piece of a painting, to summon a god. My mind is a little bit vague. My mind is a little bit vague on the matter, so if you want to know what happened, watch the previous video, and it should all be explained. Oh, the voice acting is a little bit soft here. I will turn it up afterwards, because I can't do that right now. So I'll just do the voices, because you guys can hear it right now. Phew, I think we lost them. You're incredible, Adele. That was some sort of best bodyguarding I've ever seen. When I'm king of Estonia, I'd like you to continue to serve as my knight. If you're up to it, haha. I feel dizzy. Do I overdo it? I've gotta hold on. I can't lower my guard until we reach the hideout. Adele. Adele? So cold. I feel so cold away from where I was before. Could all of that have been a dream? Everything I experienced in Estonia? Perhaps it's for the best. I never belonged there anyway. So why does it feel so urgent I go back? Adele? Adele? Wake up! Oh, now you're up. You know, it wasn't easy sneaking you past all those guards. Of course, once we were on the water, it was smooth sailing. Look at that, them together on a boat ride. We are on a boat? I remember escaping, and then, that's right, I was lost in the void. But which is reality? This place and the boy before me? Or the darkness? Am I still trapped within a void? Perhaps this is all an illusion. What is it you're always thinking about? What? Sometimes it's like you go somewhere else, like you're 1,000 miles away, like you've given up everything and everyone that ties you to this world. And when I call it out to you, you just stare right through me, like I'm not even here. But I'm here, I'm real. I can imagine how hard it's been for you, waking up centuries away from the life you knew, the parts you can remember. But me and Boo are here for you. You can make home here in Estonia. Sorry, was that too sentimental? It's just something I've been wanting to say to you. You walk around with this big weight on your shoulders, but you're not in this alone. Everything in this world happens for a reason. In my darkest hours, at the moment I needed you most, you appeared in my life. And maybe you need me too. What I'm trying to say is, I'll be here by your side. It might not be a knight, but when times are tough, I'll be here to protect you. That is very sweet. Was that too much? That's definitely too much. The silence is getting awkward. I better hurry and change the subject. But wait. Adele's smiling. Adele, I hope you'll have more things to smile about in the future. That is very kind. A few days later, at the Uprising hideout. Me protect Adele? Are you kidding? How could I have made such a bold proclamation? It's super hot today. Like 27 degrees. Ugh. I can't believe I was so childish. What if Adele decides to leave? I nearly failed to protect Jerome. If I had lost consciousness any earlier. It seems that place still has a hold on me. Will recovering my memories finally free me from my prison? Alright, so I did fix the audio. So the voice acting should be a little bit more clear now. I'm afraid we couldn't find the key you asked to look for, boss. We searched everywhere. We didn't find an odd article in the newspaper you want to see. Take a look. Estonia Tribune, morning edition. A festival of historic proportions inside the big art gallery. A time-honored tradition, Estonia's art festival begins in just 2 days. With artwork from around the kingdom set for display. The festival always draws a sizable crowd. This year's event is surrounded by a special buzz. In an exclusive interview, Count Cedric revealed his hopes that the festival would outdo any memory. Oh yeah, it was Count Cedric, I forgot his name. And that his team of organizers has discovered a work that would lay bare shocking secrets from the kingdom's past. The theme of this year's festival is Past Meets Future. Continued on page 12. Shocking secrets from the kingdom's past? What could that mean? I'm not sure, but we heard the Count say he meant to use the festival as an opportunity to sell off the key. We have to stop him at any cost. Hey, we're getting a level. We have to get our hands on that key. Brooke, Letty, have you guys learned anything about the arts festival? Well, the invites were only sent out to the nobility, but I managed to get my hands on a pair. Dress code is super fancy, and it's masquerade. Masks are non-optional. Also, word is that the Count's planning to reveal his featured artwork at the end of the masquerade. Seems like he wants to make sure all the nobles get a good look at it. That's perfect. We can just walk through the front door invited. That's perfect. We can just walk in through the front door like invited guests. Let's prepare to infiltrate the party. I want to have bulk of forces patrolling the streets on the day of the masquerade. There's no telling what the Count might do when things don't go according to his plans. Brooke, Letty, and I will go get everything ready. In the meantime, you and Boo can just sit tight. Alright, Adele? Just chilling with my best friend Boo, that sounds good.
Did you see it, son? The legendary knight, here in my home. No doubt drawn here by my unsurpassed beauty. There can be no other explanation.
My goodness, you really are delusional, aren't you? Your precious knight was clearly in league with that sorry thief who broke into the residence.
My poor naive knight. Surely you've been misled or compelled somehow to assist that ruffian.
As for the boy, he looked quite familiar. So I did a bit of digging. You'll never guess what I discovered. It seems he's the last prince of Estonia.
Really?
What? But I thought there was no one left with blood ties to the throne.
As did I. But after seeing the portrait, I'm hard-pressed to come up with another explanation. The resemblance is uncanny.
Then could the boy be trying to steal my crown?
I can't say, but he certainly overheard our plan. So he may very well try to expose us to the people.
That certainly hastens our timeline. The key, did you find it? We must deliver it to the High Flora.
Well...
I don't know what went wrong there. I pressed it one time, but it just kept going, so we don't know what the last sentence was. The Count's really spared no expense throwing together this event. I can't say I'm surprised after seeing this inside of his house. It's disgusting that one person should have so much, while the people of the kingdom struggle every day just to get by. Someone like him should never have been allowed to amass such power. Does you agree, Adele? Indeed. Being around Jerome has felt so awkward as of late. Perhaps it was seeing the void again, knowing that all of this can be stripped away in an instant. No, I can't afford to get distracted. The mission is all that matters. After all, when my work here is finished, my duty as a knight will be ended, and the two of us will go separate ways. Boo. Boo. He ran off again. Is something wrong? I'm sorry that happens. I'm only clicking it once, but the game really wants me not to see what happens in this story. Why don't we enjoy the art exhibit in the meantime? I'll come find you when the masquerade starts. Who knows? Maybe we'll find something that sparks your memory. Well, I'll see you in a little while. I really don't know why that happened. I only clicked it once, but the game just glitched, I guess. Before leaving to find his friend, the boy hands you a handsome, expensive-looking mask. But wait, they already went over to plan this afternoon. Perhaps I should heed Jerome's suggestion and look through the exhibit in hopes of restoring my memories. Should I head inside the Resistance? Well, I suppose if I must go inside, I should put on this mask to blend in with the crowd. Well, if that's the case, then don't mind me, because I think we can use a little bit of this to help us with this this heist. If we're going to a masked event, why not listen to some Persona music? I wonder if I've ever been to such an event. I suddenly feel ill at ease in this gaudy atmosphere. Ancient manuscripts, fragments of an old keep. Wait, what was that? An old knight's token sits inside a glass case. This pendant is a token identical to those presented by the knights. This pendant is a token identical to those presented to the knights who defended the previous God King in centuries past. It is said to have been modeled after a gate to the royal palace. Centuries past. Knights who defended the God King. Dozens of knights knelt, side by side. Their heads were bowed in solemn silence. I hereby proclaim you the knights of the God King. The king presented a token to each knight symbolic of their oath. He signaled each to rise in turn, clapping them on the back joyfully. He seemed a strong-willed but benevolent ruler. Of all other duties, I will entrust you with the protection of the Einerjar. Yes, Your Majesty. We live to serve. We swore an oath that day, that we could give our lives for our liege. It was a pledge engraved onto our very hearts. None of us could have ever imagined back then that we would be so carelessly trampled on the fields of battle. The plaque refers to him as the previous God King. Does that mean he no longer lives? It looks like the masquerade is about to begin. Trump said he'll be back by then. Perhaps I should wait for him in the ballroom. Oh, let me just turn down the music a tiny bit, so you guys can hear the voice acting.
Pardon me.
Hmm?
Would you care to dance?
Looking cool, Joker. Looking cool, Jerome.
Surprised to see me?
Don't sneak up on me like that.
Nah, sorry. Anyways, will you dance with me? We've got to try and blend in with the party.
Of course, it's just a mission, you know. We're just dancing.
I don't dance.
Don't worry, I can teach you.
Mr. Smooth Gentleman, let's go.
Seeing him dressed up like this, he actually looks rather dashing. It's hard to believe this is the same naive boy I've been following around all this time.
Is this, how do you say it in layman's terms? This ship has sailed?
Hey, Adele.
Hmm?
There's something I've been meaning to tell you. I guess I was worried you wouldn't believe. It's about my family. See, Huh?
Jerome! I know he's nearby, but I can't see him among the crowd of arriving party guests.
Adele?
Did someone just place their hand on my shoulder? Jerome, what did I just tell you? May I have his dance?
Oh, who's that?
I'm surprised to see you out and about. You know me? Of course I know. Poor Adele. Having memory troubles, aren't we? Who are you?
Now where's the fun in telling you that?
Enough games. I could strike you down where you stand. Same old Adele. Always thinking with your sword. Are you really going to attack me in front of all these people? I thought not. I'm glad to see you're making new friends here. You and that boy seem very close. You'll stay away from him if you value.
Stay away from my boyfriend, you tramp.
Don't be such a grouch. I'm only here to say hello. What would be the point of fighting with you in your weakened state? When next we meet, you'd best have recovered your full strength. I want the real Adele, the royal knight. Got it? So step up your game, Adele. If you take too long, I just might have to play with your little boyfriend instead. Well then, I'll be seeing you. Wait! With that, she vanished into the crowd. Before I could follow her, the Count appeared to make an announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming. I'm Count Cedric, and it has been my solemn honor to guide this great kingdom in the absence of our late king. We are gathered here to celebrate the commencement of our historic arts festival. Tonight, we have a selection of dazzling submissions from throughout the kingdom to share with you. Our presentation will begin momentarily.
So we got a pretty big reveal there. Turns out that someone knows Adele. Is she a good guy, a bad guy? What's she up to? Well, you don't have to wait for that, because we're going to find out right now. Maybe not. Maybe it will take a while. Maybe in the future, Persona. We could make it a series if you guys like the idea. Persona 4 is on Steam, so I could play it. It's something that I've been thinking about, so let me know in the on Discord or in the comments. Adele, there you are. I've been looking all over for you. They're going to reveal the artwork any minute. Are you ready? When they turn out the lights, we'll grab the key. Be ready to move when I give you the signal. If something goes wrong and I get caught, I want you to leave me and get out of here as fast as you can. Before I could respond, Jerome marched off into the crowd and vanished once more. The burden that boy carries especially heavy today. Thank you all for your incredible patience. I'm delighted to say the moment you've all been waiting for is upon us. Prepare to feast your eyes upon a most illuminating work. No room for mistakes. Ready, Letty? Of course, we practiced it a million times. 1, 2, 3. Oh dear, my apologies everyone. We seem to be experiencing technical difficulties. The lights should be restored momentarily, so please bear with me. Wait a second, this isn't the key, it's a painting. That's Father, King of Frestonia. Ha! Now I've got you. I should have heard the signal by now. Something's wrong. I'm going to get Jerome out of here. You work your way through the crowd in the darkness until you recognize Jerome's silhouette. Grab him by the hand to lead him away, only to discover it's cold as ice. Just as your eyes begin to focus on the darkness, a pair of metal shackles close around your waist. You suddenly realize you're surrounded on all sides by the Gaunt's guards. Huh. How must such a happy day be tarnished by a sordid affair like this? Guards, take them away. Try to summon your blade, but find that the shackles have somehow nullified your magic. Ladies and gentlemen, my apologies for the brief disruption. It is time now to reveal our favorite artwork. My own personal submission to the festival, The Fall of Kings. If I could have everyone's attention, I'd like to provide a little background on the painting before I unveil it. What makes this painting so compelling is that it lays bare a very uncomfortable truth about our fair Estonia. A truth that has been hidden for too long in the name of preserving. A truth that has been hidden for too long in the name of preserving the kingdom's honor. You see, it was the poor judgment of Estoria's last king that drove the realm of the edge of bankruptcy. Through this painting, the failures of the royal family have been immortalized for all to see. All of us must face and acknowledge this dark chapter in our kingdom's history. For it is only then that we will be able to move forward to the future, unrestrained by the shackles of the past. No wonder everything was going so smoothly. This whole thing was a trap. But didn't you tell me who you were really were? Why did you tell me who you really were? If I had told you I was a prince, that would only have complicated things. And to be honest, it's not a title I'm particularly proud of. I really do want to save this kingdom. What better way to correct my father's mistake? But I'm sorry, all this is my quest. I never should have dragged you into it. Anyways, when the first opportunity presents itself, I want you to run. Don't worry about me, just get here. Cedric would force you to serve as his knight if he could, and that'd be more than I can bear. Ah, my dear legendary knight, I'm sorry to keep you waiting. I've returned to free you from the clutches of that meddling prince, this petty thief. Ah, but first there are some matters I must see to. Until then, I beg of you, be patient, I'll come back for you soon. I'll never serve as your knight. If that's what you're after, never. My, I'm not sure what awful lies this disputable vagabond has been telling you, but I'll be happy to correct them when I return. Enough of this. Why are you keeping us here? Such impudence. Do you not realize it's only by my good graces you still live? Both of you, please stop this. My shit is nearly over. Let's get to the point, shall we? I'd like you to accompany the Count. Are you going to kill me or something? Of course not. You're still of use to us. If such usefulness were to run out, however, that would be a different tale. Jerome. Meanwhile, in the manor corridor. Hey, it's a little buddy. What are you doing there? Boo, boo, boo. Sneak through the corridor. Okay, we're going to sneak. Shh. Boo? Boo! Boo, are you here to aid me? Boo boo. Do you think you can undo these shackles? Boo! Boo began to spin about, shrinking as he went, until he had transformed himself into a small key. After fuzzing about inside the lock a bit, he managed to undo the shackles. Boo! Good work, Boo. Ooh. Now that I can summon my blade, I can leave this place. The exit is surely guarded. My best bet for escaping undetected is to break the window and climb out that way. Boo, please lead me to Jerome. Boo! The prisoner has escaped. What are you just standing in there around for? Go after them. Boo, boo, boo. What's wrong, Boo? Have you lost Jerome's trait? Time's running short. I must find Jerome before the Count's decide he's no longer of use. When I'm king of Estonia, I'll make a city a wonderful place to live, just as it once was. I'm not going to just go along with the choice someone else has laid out before me. King doesn't follow, they lead. I really want to save this kingdom. What's a better way to correct my father's mistake? I made a pledge to protect Jerome. I won't just let him die. It was the very spot where we agreed to be. This was the very spot where I agreed to be his knight. It was here where I emerged from the void, the day we first met. Okay, it seems we have reached level 30. That means we can now do our job advancement quest. This statue of a knight has a very strange aura. The nice statue atop the fountain begins to glimmer with a gold light. You hear a faint murmur on the wind. Is that coming from the statue? Should I approach it? Is that a voice I hear coming from the statue?
You who are beloved by the sword, read oath. Its light is the only weapon that can defeat the darkness.
This is the voice I heard by the fountain the day I met Jerome. The voice that told me to summon my blade. This light, it feels like a beacon, breaking through the cloud of a darkness that is in my mind. As she reaches out to touch the mysterious light, a vision from the past floods to the surface.
Defend the gate! Crush the traitors! Ah! For the king! The gate must not fall!
There's only 10 of us left. If this keeps up, they'll break through in no time. No, I can't let it end like this. Must defend the gate.
Was that
Is this the extent of your loyalty?
was that a Game of Thrones reference?
Did your oaths mean nothing? How can you so casually betray all the knights stand for?
Mysterious light has awakened something within you, a strength you did not know you possessed. The light prevailed to protect my liege all those years ago. I don't want to fail another. I can't lose Jerome. As the statue glows fade, a strand of light slips from your closed palm and charts a winding course to the north. Curious, should I follow this light? Perhaps it can only be activated by one with direct real lineage. Simon, bring the boy over here. Meanwhile, on the spire. The ancient key. It just looks like it did in the painting. I was starting to think the Count made the whole thing up to lure me into his trap. I'm going to let you get away with this. You still haven't learned your place in my kingdom, have you? You're not a prince, you are no one. Just some petty back alley thief. Royal blood no longer means anything in Restonia. So why not accept this? Go quietly to your grave and spare me your jabbering. I will say this to you. Your sad little life wasn't completely in vain after all. Without you I could never have got my hands on the ancient key. Ooh. Hey, the legendary knight. You escaped the Count's soldiers? After the boss got nabbed, we were hot on the court's trail. After the boss got nabbed, we were hot on the Count's trail, just waiting for the right moment to save the day. But when the boss spotted us following him, he signaled to us to go back to the Count's mansion. We thought he was telling us to go save you. So instead of saving the boss, we've been going to rescue someone who didn't even need our help. The Count. Where did he take Jerome? Well, we can't be completely sure, but they were headed in the direction of the old keep. Now that we know you're okay, we can all rescue the boss together. Oh, we got a video.
I'm coming, Jerome.
Don't let her through!
Huh?
I really like all these small animations. Boo! Jerome is waiting for us on the other side of these ramparts. Boo! Boo! My only way forward is a clear path through the Count's soldiers. They are all that stands between me and saving Jerome. Alright, we can finally test out Adele's new skills. Okay, you have to use directional. Oh cool, that's nice. I had to kinda get used to the directional movement skill. Oh shit, we're already out of MP. This girl's pretty thirsty when it comes to. Okay, what's my? Okay, this is my MP. I couldn't find the button. Your night ship. We've made it. Up the spire and save the boss. We'll stay here and make sure none of the Count's reinforcements get through. I see. Then fight well, my friends. Meanwhile, partway up the spire.
Depose me and crown yourself King of Restonia. Do you know how hard I've worked to wrest control of this land from lesser men? Just surrender the throne to some brat because he's got blood ties to a failed king!
Is this how it ends? After all I've done to save this land from the Count's greed, is he really going to get away with his betrayal? If you can hear my desperate plea, please, save me, Adele. Huh?
Jerome! I, Adelaide, knight to Jerome, the last prince and rightful heir of Restonia, have come to fulfill my oath.
I've worked far too hard for this to have my plans foiled by the likes of this brat.
My dear legendary knight, are you truly intent on following this pitiful street urchin to his grave? You would choose him over me, one who has beauty, brilliance, power, and wealth. What could he possibly offer you that I could not?
Release him.
The blood of the kings means nothing! I am superior to this gutter rat by every measure imaginable!
It has nothing to do with blood. One whose ego is so fragile that they spend every waking moment thinking only of themselves has no right being king. That is why I could never accept you as my liege.
How dare you! I won't sit here and listen to this nonsense! Perhaps when this brat is gone, you'll come to your senses. Simon, I'll trust you to handle this disruption. This boy and I have unfinished business.
Hold it right there, Count!
If you wish to stop Master Cedric, you'll need to get past me.
The Count is taking Jerome to the top of the spire. Looks like I've no choice but to hurry and deal with this butler.
Honestly, what does he expect me to do to stop you? My shift was supposed to end hours ago. Let's make this quick, shall we? I was hired to be the man's butler, not his knight. I think when all this is over, only fitting that I tender my resignation. We're going to fight the butler. Okay, let's go.
this job would be the death of me. Who will read the Master's bedtime stories?
Gotta castle walls.
I think that's the last of the Count's soldiers. We stopped them! We really did it! I think our knight friend did most of the work wiping
Oh,
out the soldiers
I didn't
in the
expect this
spot.
voice for the big, this big fellow.
I hope they're both okay.
My made up voices were completely different.
No, not again. I can't go back now. I have to hold on. I have to save Jerome.
Simon, you must be quite some butler to weaken the legendary knight as much as you have. All that remains is to hand this key over to the High Flora, and then my beautiful throne will be safe at last.
The Flora?
It seems all those stories about the power of the legendary knight were grossly exaggerated.
I'm fading again. Into the void. Is it because I've exhausted my magic reserves?
Are you so intent on protecting this boy that you would risk your own life? Very well. Then follow him to the gates of hell!
He's going to throw Jerome over the edge. I have to get up. I have to stop him.
Ah! Well, I'll be off then.
Jerome! Must I once again stand powerless to act as my liege is taken from me? No, not this time. I will never be helpless again!
You who are beloved by the sword, rekindle the flames of your oath.
Ooh,
Its
narrator.
light is the only weapon that can defeat the darkness.
I'll save you, Jerome, even if it takes all of the strength left within this body. Just a little faster.
Very cool animation.
Adele! You can fly? I told you to leave me behind because I wanted to protect you, but I'm really glad you came for me. Thank you for being my knight. And for giving me faith. If you'd never come along,
We're under attack?
Adele, those are fireworks from the festival. Just relax and enjoy them. Beautiful, aren't they?
I suppose.
I've never seen fireworks from a place like this before. I don't think I'll ever forget this moment. I'll have to remember to brag about this to Brooke and Maddie.
I don't think I've ever seen you smile like this, Jerome. It seems these fireworks are a happy thing. I'm not sure I see it, but I never used to smile before I met you. Being with you gives me hope that perhaps even someone like me is worthy of happiness.
Just later, near the fountain
You
square.
wouldn't believe it to see me now, but just a few days ago, I was the most important man in the kingdom of Ristonia. But it seems my finances could not keep up with the lifestyle I justly deserved. Now, with the debts incurred by the Arts Festival, my fellow noblemen are intent upon wringing their due from my beautiful corpse if need be. Thankfully, I have a way out. I need only deliver this key to a High Flora officer, and in a few days' time, I'll be back on top where I belong. Sorry I'm late. I ran into a bit of trouble on the way over. But don't worry. I have your prize right here.
Was that girl that we met at the art event?
Can it be? Nowhere in all the heavens did I think I'd ever encounter a beauty to rival my own. Tell me, O angel, what is thy name?
I was told you had something to give me. Where is it?
Oh, yes, as you wish. Within this box lies the treasure you seek. One might say the key to your ambitions. Allow me to open it for you.
Yep,
With the
definitely a bad
surrender
guy,
of
this
key,
girl.
I secure the life of luxury I've always dreamed of. Why, it's so lovely I could kiss it. Wait a moment. Did this key always have a face?
Or is it who I think it is? Of course.
Huh? What? This isn't my key. Where is it?
Are you kidding me?
There seems to have been a mistake. If you could just give me a few days to set things right.
What a waste of my time. Take him away!
My lady, please! Surely we can work this out!
This guy really goes for it. This voice actor, he's putting it, he's putting us all into this. It's great.
It seems
Oh,
he
the
failed
butler's
to
back.
secure the key.
I thought he was dead, but
What a pity.
guess not.
I cannot protect him any longer. You may do with him as you see fit.
This Simon's also completely done with that
Fine.
shithead.
I'll leave it to you then. Do me a favor, will you? No more screw-ups.
Is he working for them? Is he like undercover?
I'll continue to investigate the key's whereabouts.
I don't know. Maybe, you have to see.
I'll see you again soon, Adele. I hope you're prepared.
But who is she? She's definitely working.
Next time, things won't end quite so well for you.
But apparently this key is very important. That's all I know. We call this monument the Heroes of the People. It seems when they heard about what the uprising did to stand up to the Count, the people of Estonia all pitched in to have it built. Of course it was actually you who defeated the Count's soldiers. Still, it's an acknowledgement of everything we've worked up to achieve. The first step on the road to ensuring that Estonia will never again submit to the will of a tyrant. Whatever happened to the real key? It's right here in my pocket. I learned a lot of useful skills growing up on the streets. Boo! You played your part well, Boo. Good job. As long as I can keep the key out of the wrong hands, Estonia is safe. That's why I plan on taking it far away from here. Hmm? I'm supposed to meet up with everyone to celebrate at the uprising hideout. We can save our goodbyes for later. Jerome, we finished redistributing all the riches and treasures the nobles left behind when they skipped town. I don't think I'd believe the extent of their wealth if I hadn't seen it myself. Now I don't really know what voice to do for this guy, because his voice is like way higher pitched than what I assumed to be. Boss, are you really leaving us? Take us with you. With the uprising, we will defend the kingdom of Estonia. Someone has to stay and lead them. I've already made up my mind. Only Boo will be accompanying me upon my training mission. The situation in Estonia may be calm for now, but that can change in the blink of an eye. I want the uprising to stay vigilant and ensure that doesn't happen. Got it? If you say so, boss. Come back and visit us once in a while. Don't worry, we'll keep the kingdom safe while you're gone. Good luck on your mission. Well, then I'll leave Estonia to all of you. Oh, Brooke, laddie, can you fill Adele in on what I asked you to look into? We learn a new skill. Before you go on your merry way, we thought we'd scourge up a little information that might be helpful to you in your journeys. What topic do you want to hear about first? Grandis, High Flora and the Verdant Flora, Intermission Portals, Maple World, Pandemonium, and Pantheon. Okay, let's start with Grandis. Let's refresh our memory a little bit on these topics. Encyclopedia of Grandis, Volume 4. The realm of Grandis contains many populated worlds. Among its most common races are the Flora, Anima, and Nova. The Flora are believed to be the most populous of these and control much of the settled territories. The realms of Grandis is protected and sustained by three omnipotent beings, known as Transcendents. Grand Darmor, the Transcendent of Life, Kronika, the Transcendent of Time, and Iona, the Transcendent of Light. Grand Darmor is also the reigning God King of the High Flora. It is said that when the two were unable to reach a compromise, Darmor imprisoned Kronika and stole the Transcendent's power. The fallen Transcendent is said to dwell now in a place called the Kronika Sanctuary, and nothing of Iona's current status or whereabouts is known. The Transcendent called Durand Darmor. It's clear he's the successor of the God King I served, but I can't recall ever having heard of him. History, Volume 29. In ancient past, the High Flora and Verdant Flora were one people. However, escalating social tensions and differing philosophies would eventually divide the race into the two factions known today. Sadly, this schism was fated to develop into full-fledged civil war. When the previous God King was slain by the Verdant Flora, both groups took up arms. The war was cruel and bloody, and when just as the violence reached the peak, Durand Darmor, the Prince of the High Flora, awakened as the Transcendent of Life. With his overwhelming power, he laid waste upon the Verdant Flora. A long and bloody civil war between the High Flora and the Verdant Flora. Could that be the battle I saw in my memory? International Portals is a gateway. The International Portal is a gateway that can be used to travel between dimensions. It is said to be a rift in reality formed when one Transcendent upset the balance of nature, stealing the power of another. It is believed that Darmor himself has traveled through that portal. Okay, interesting. There are actually several such portals scattered throughout Grandis. According to the rumor, one of these portals can be found within the Pantheon's Great Temple. Yeah, that's common knowledge. The portal there is said to be linked to a realm known as Maple World. Extracted from the Schedule Dealer's Intelligence Hub. Maple World is said to exist in a separate realm from Grandis. The land is believed to be a wild frontier, ripe for adventure. Maple World is also said to have its own Transcendence of Light, Time and Life. The Transcendence of Light, known as the Black Mage, once attempted to destroy Maple World long ago, but he was sealed by 5 legendary heroes. However, there are signs that he may soon awaken to menace Maple World once more. Extracted from the Central Dealer's Intelligence Hub. A wild frontier ripe for adventure, perhaps it's the perfect place to embark on a training mission of my own. Pandemonium and Pantheon. A couple of odd children had been hanging around Pantheon. They had pointy ears and strange wings. The council leader was furious with them and kicked the kids out. Apparently they were intent on traveling through the interdimensional portal. He was from Pantheon. Pointy ears and wings. Could these children be Flora? Pointy ears and wings. Could these children Flora? I think it's supposed to say, could these children be Flora? And why were they trying to travel to another dimension? If there are several of these interdimensional portals, surely they must have had a reason to travel to one at Pentheus. Perhaps they intended to defect from the Flora? I wonder if they can tell me something about me, or my own time. The High Flora Knights. Grandis History, Volume 14. The seat of the God King has long been protected by the extraordinary knights in his service. However, the practice ended with the reign of the previous God King. Knights vanished about the same time the previous God King died. So Adele seems to be a knight in service of the previous God King who ruled over the Flora. So basically the precursor to... basically the predecessor of Jaron Darmor. That makes me think, was it Jaron Darmor who put her into the void? Or did something else happen? It is believed that most of the knights perished in the insurrection. But little can be determined for sure. Few records of the time of the incident are publicly available. The disappearance of the king's knights. First I'll discover more about my own past by looking into their fates. I know that I was one of the king's knights, and that I fought in the civil war before being sealed away. But I have nothing to go on but my fragmented memories. Surely there is someone out there who can provide me with answers about my past. Well, what do you think, Adele? Was any of the information Brooke and Letty drudged up helpful? Yes, I believe I have a clear vision now of where I should be headed next. You've already decided? That other realm, this Maple World. I will go there and seek answers regarding my past. You're traveling into another dimension? I suppose that means we won't be seeing very much of each other. I'm really sad to see you go, but if it's for a good cause, it can't be helped. If there's anything on your journey together has made clear, it's that I'm nowhere near ready to assume the throne. That's why I've resolved to embark on my training mission alone. I have to learn to depend on myself. So with your contact as my night fulfilled, you're free to go. I'm sure you have your own goals you want to achieve, right, Adele? Rick and Letty should be able to help you with your search for your lost memories. They have connections with both within and beyond this kingdom that will be of use for you. Learn the artistic recall skill. By the way, this is a skill that you can use to instantly return to Estonia. Whenever you feel homesick during your training, feel free to come back and visit. Also, I'd like you to hold onto the knight's token I gave you. I meant what I said before. When the day comes that I'm ready to be king, I'd like you to once again serve as my knight. I promise next time we meet, I'll grow a little wiser and a little stronger. Thank you so much for all your help, Adele. I'll see you again, Jerome. Until we meet again, Adele. Boo! Ha, I miss you too, Boo. I hope that accomplishes the dream of yours, and I respect what you're setting out to. Should you ever find yourself in peril, you need only call out my name. Wherever you are, I'll find you. Very sad to see our new friend Jerome go away. But I'll assume we meet again. I'll assume we'll get reignited. Boss, I never really made much of a talk about your dream of becoming king. But after everything we've been through together, I'm sure that now you'll be a great one. It was your leadership that united the uprising to save the kingdom, even if you botched an operation from time to time. Brooke, this is no time for criticizing the boss. Just say he has lots of room for improvement. Is that not the same thing? Anyways, this is anything you want to look into while you're gone? Anyways, is there anything you want us to look into while you're gone? I'd like you to continue looking into the God Knight's King. I'd like you to continue looking to the God King's Knights. I think we dug up everything there is to find out. But we'll keep looking for it. I can pay you for your efforts. Come on, we can accept payments for you. You're the boss knight. Just leave it to us. So where will you go now? To another dimension. If you want to travel to Maple World, you have to go to the Great Temple and Pantheon. But be careful, the place is hostile to Flora. The best way to Pantheon is by way of Savage Terminal. Trouble in the town square should be able to take you there. Trouble, I see. Then I'll be on my way. Goodbye, legendary knight. We'll reach out to you when we found something. Travel to the other realm. I must visit Pantheon Great Temple. According to Laddie, Torbo at the town square can arrange passage. Torbo is the name. Magic Whirlwinds, that's my game. If to Savage Terminal you need a lift, I can get you there, if you catch my drift. Ready to ride on a whirlwind? I have us there in a huff and a puff. Oh man, I love the Savage Terminal background music. Let's wait for a second. Just let's do this bop. What? Okay, that's enough. Let's go through the pool. Some form of energy barrier and numerous armed guards. I doubt I'll be able to get out of here without trouble. We have an unauthorized entry. These pointy ears. Hi, Flora. You must be an enemy spy. Those pointy-eared vermin just don't quit. Our enemy sent a spy? That's kind of racist to say. I mean, I get it, you know. There's a war going on, but try to keep things civil. Our enemy sent a spy? Just what are they up to this time? Perhaps this is the perfect opportunity to find out. Why don't we ask them precisely what they're doing here? My eyes aren't what they used to be, but unless I'm mistaken, you're a high Flora knight. Why have you come to Pantheon? What business do you have traveling to another dimension? That's all you have to say for yourself? You realize you're outnumbered. I don't intend to share my life story in front of all these strangers, but if I can find a way to reason with these people. I don't believe our fated as a spy. It'd have to be an awfully poor one to walk through the front door. That is what a spy would want you to think. Like, make it so obvious that you're a spy that they trust you. They think that, oh, that is so stupid, you cannot possibly be a spy, and then it turns out you actually were a spy. Leave us, please. I'd like to speak to the outsider alone. The three elders argued among themselves for several moments before reaching a consensus. A few months later, the old priestess begins to speak. If you try anything, Flora, your life, you won't live to regret it. Okay, what's gonna happen? Now that we have a bit of privacy, could you tell me a little bit about what you're doing here? Something I seek in the other realm. She's like totally not making this. She's totally not trying to make it seem like she's not a spy. In fact, the fact that she has such a cold-hearted personality makes things a lot worse, I think. I see, and might that something perhaps be your past? A knight will emerge from the dark, and with the light as their compass, make their way to the sanctuary of the dragon. This prophecy was delivered unto me only days ago. It is clear to me now that you are that knight. It is true, I was locked away into the void for countless years. I woke not long ago in the kingdom of Ristonia. In broad strokes you tell the priestess of your adventures so far, and your hopes of discovering your memories. Facing your past may bring you great pain, but if you can survive this trial, you are more stronger than before. Forgive me for further delaying your journey, my dear, but I must be sure that your heart is filled with good intent before I allow you to leave this place. The old woman gazes gently into your eyes and kisses you, and you find yourself suddenly transfixed. The sight of you beats a noble heart. Yes, you may be relentless in the face of injustice, but I sense you would never willingly do harm to the innocent. Yes, I will allow you to pass through the interdimensional portal. I expected them to be a lot stricter with this, but apparently they're just letting us in. But it would be remiss if I did not first point you into the right direction. What is it? The elven bowman Athena Pierce serves as a guide to new adventurers arriving in Mapleworld. You would do well to seek her out when you arrive. Well then, are you ready to leave? Travel through the international... are you ready to leave? Travel through the interdimensional portal and meet with Athena Pierce at the Bowman Instructor School when you arrive. There is something I'd like to ask you before I depart. Has anyone else from this land already traveled through the interdimensional portal? A curious question. You will discover the answer on your own in good time. I suppose they're hinting towards Ark. Thank you for allowing me the safe passage. I'll be going now. Things seem dire for a moment, but it appears I'll be allowed to travel to the other realm. Things seem dire for a moment, but it appears I'll be allowed to travel through that other realm. I hope my travels there might jog loose memories I've forgotten. And we're in good old Mapleworld. So this is Mapleworld, a land in another dimension. It's more serene than I expected. Looks like we have yet another strange visitor. Are you an explorer from another dimension? Who are you? Why, I'm the best pilot in Mapleworld. Ah, I see. What is a pilot? You're probably heading to the Bowman Instructional School, right? Bowman Instructional School? Yes, the school where Athena Pierce helps new adventurers find their footing in the world. Seeing as you're not from around these parts, you might consider going there to chat with her. Athena Pierce. It would be wise to seek guidance before setting out on this strange new world. I should head to the Bowman Instructional School and meet with this Athena Pierce. Those who want to become a bowman, please approach. Ah, you're our latest visitor from the other dimension. It's Adele, isn't it? Fennel sent words to expect you. Anyways, it's nice to meet you. I'm Athena Pierce. You can think of me as the local representative for the explorers of this land. One of the first things I recommend to new arrivals is to think about what it's you're hoping to get out of your adventures here. Is there something you want to achieve? The life of an adventurer is intertwined with the lives of everyday people. The adventurer protects the community, and in exchange the people provide weapons, armor, lodging, food and medicine. If you want to live a long life, it's important to give back to the community. As you begin to explore our world, Might lend a hand here and there with local population. If you're interested, I can tell you about places that would benefit you from your help. Shall I point you in the direction of communities in need? Alright, then give me a few moments to sort through the various aid requests we've received. To find you a fitting assignment. I believe these 4 requests would be a good fit for someone of your talent. We have 8 requests for Elinil Ferry Academy, Goldbeast Resort, Rena Strait, and the Secret Force of Elodin. Any of these locations would be grateful for your help. Obviously, it's up to you to decide which quests you want to accept. If you want, you could even choose all of them. I hope you'll make many friends here in Maple World, and that you find whatever it is you come looking for. Okay, so now we just have to do one of the 4 theme dungeons.